Well, hello everyone. Welcome along to another Mellow Mondays, and we're on a brand new game. So brand new, I think it's only a couple of months old, tops. Yeah, we've moved away from the cat, the cat machine. Okay, it was good, and then it got bad. But we're on to something called Rosewater. So I'm going to bring it up because it's here. This is Rosewater, and as you can see down the bottom, I am now advertising Wednesday, 18th of June, new quiz. Seconds to spare. Hope you can all make that. Yeah. So Rosewater, it's a point-and-click adventure game set in an alternative western. So that's what we've got. So we're going to click in and start a new game. So hopefully, sounds all okay. Let's do this. How are you doing, Oggy? You all right?
Boarded the 743 from Pierre Lorraine for Rosewater, Western Vespuccia. No baggage to speak of, in the literal or metaphorical sense. Just a little hope. And that doesn't take up much space.
Hopefully not. Volume's still loud, but we'll go deal with it. I'll deal with it in a minute. I'll get it through the opening
Much
credits.
has been said about the western frontier. The perilous wilderness, the lawless towns, and the tough, hardened folk who make their way out there. Usually to get away from something worse. I suppose I'm about to become one of them myself. There's just one thing Rosewater's got that no place else has. An opportunity with my name on it.
Sounds like a good game yourself. I do like point-and-click adventures, I really do. I like the art style on this as well. You be getting your steps in. Oh, that's good to hear, man.
The thoughts in my head are running together like the landscape outside the window. Excitement and trepidation and boredom mixing like the scrub and rocks and soil into one long blur.
Yeah, I like this style. This is good. Rosewater Station.
One thing I know, I am ready for a change of scene.
See what we do. See how we get on. Francisco Gonzalez. Style has early broken sword feel to it. It does, doesn't it? Western Vespuccia. Town of Rosewater. We're in Western Vespuccia. It is 1850.
Huh. Quiet.
Oh yes, definitely got that.
Howdy, ma'am. Allow me to extend the warmest of welcomes on behalf of the town of Rosewater and its inhabitants. Folks call me Jem. And who do I have the honor of greeting?
Harley Leger.
Delighted to make your
Harley
acquaintance.
Leger.
Might I assist you with your luggage? That is, if you've got any.
I don't.
Ah, right. Well, what brings you to our fair town, Mrs. Leger?
Well, I'd say I'm here for a job. I'd also say,
Miss. And I'm here about a job.
Planning on sticking around, huh? Say, what line of work are you in?
If you must know, well, I write. There's an opening at the Rosewater Post.
Well, best of luck with that. The editor at that place ain't somebody you want to cross.
Then we ought to get along fine.
I'm sure you will. But as official town greeter, allow me to offer a small caution. Rosewater ain't always such a sleepy little town.
Hey!
Say, I've just remembered another engagement.
This how you welcome new arrivals? I have a mind to give you a thrashing. All right, enough of that. Look, I was no choir girl.
I was never quite so dumb.
But I at least had some brains. Word of advice, kid. Don't pick your mark in broad daylight, especially not at a lawman's doorstep. Go on, beat it, or I really will give you something to cry about.
And he's off.
Now, where in the ether is that damn publisher's office?
Good shout. Walk, interact. Quick, hello, Jew. Oh, hello, George. Oh, wait. Wrong one. How are you doing? The walk, interact is left click. Double click to skip walking. Right click I is inventory. Menu is escape. Move cursor to top screen. Show objects. Hold O or middle mouse button. Oh yeah. Okay. Good, thanks. How are you? Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. We'll get the settings sorted on here because the settings just a little bit. So just down a little. You can all hear me. Resume game.
End of the line. Until they connect it up from the coast, anyway. So they do have the law here. In theory, at least.
That's better. Played the first few minutes in a demo. Ah! What do you think, Oggy? What do you think? Hello, George! What can I do for you now? We got...
Can't be a good sign when even the blacksmith goes out of business. No shoes for you, horsies.
I've just started the game, actually, Jew. So it's,
The local sawbones. This is where all the sharp knives and strong drugs will be kept.
Oh, you liked it. That's good. An arrow pointing up. Ah, we're going to talk to the physician.
Oh, hello there. Don't think I've seen you around before.
Just arrived in town. Name's Harley Leger. And
Harley
you're
Leger.
Dr. Sedgwick?
At your service. Welcome to Rosewater and to my clinic. Anything in particular ailing you today?
Got anything to drink? It's hot out there.
I could use something cool to drink. It's hot as blazes, and I am this close to having a conniption.
You'll want to visit the Jack of Diamonds at the end of the thoroughfare. My stock doesn't offer much in the way of refreshment, I'm afraid.
Wouldn't
Okay.
expect to hear a doctor prescribing a visit to the saloon.
A sarsaparilla or weak beer, drunk in moderation, can be a perfectly healthful and thirst-quenching beverage. I'd recommend it over water in any case.
I mean, I suppose back in those, it wasn't treated as it is now. Yeah, okay, I get that. It's a spittoon. Why am I looking at
That's
spittoon?
impressively clean.
Cleanliness is next to godliness, as they say, and good health starts with good hygiene.
Quite a variety of potions and tonics you've got here, Doc.
It's only a small part of the bounteous pharmacopoeia that nature might make available to us, if only we knew her secrets. There is so much to be discovered.
Game so far. Definitely got broken sword feel about it.
I imagine you get your hands pretty dirty in this line of work?
It's for cleansing before, not after. I am a follower of the modern European theories, positing that disease follows from the propagation of tiny animalcules living on the surface of the skin. Thorough washing with soap and water is said to eradicate them.
Drown the little bastards, huh?
Something like that.
Good wording.
Well, that's just disgusting.
Not disgusting, it's fascinating, awe-inspiring.
To each his own.
To each your own.
Hey, Doc, is that mess of noodles really what our insides look like?
Indeed, Miss
Oh,
Leger. The human body truly is a marvel.
I suppose that's one word for it.
What else have we got? We've got anything else on here. So if we right click the middle button, we can see what else we've got. So we've seen everything there. We have
Have you actually read all these books, Doc?
I have. They also serve for reference. Learning is a lifelong endeavor.
Okay. And then the certificate?
Medical College of Wicks? Never heard of it.
It's in central Rotterdam. Not quite the University of New Britannia, but then what is?
So this is an alternative West for anyone wondering why we're not getting the names they are. Chat to the doc.
Hey, Doc.
Miss Leger.
What can you tell me about Rosewater?
Got any knowledge to impart about Rosewater?
Oh, well, it's a fine town.
You don't sound too enthused.
I'm sure you'll find plenty to see and do here.
Give it to me straight, Doc. I want to know your thoughts on this place. Warts and all.
Were Rosewater one of my patients, I would say the prognosis is not good.
It's not good.
Not since all the Aurum claims dried up and the airship routes opened, leapfrogging over our rail line. The hangers-on keep this place gasping for breath, but I fear they only prolong the inevitable.
Okay.
I hope I haven't discouraged you, but you did ask my opinion.
Yeah, I did. Why don't you go somewhere else then?
If things are so bad, why not pick up and move elsewhere?
I swore an oath to do no harm, Miss Leger. As the town's only physician, leaving would mean abandoning my patients. There may not be many left to call on my services, but when they do, I am the only barrier standing between them and the grave.
Isn't that a bit dramatic, Doc?
Say what you will. I know where I stand on the matter.
Okay, so Doc is... Can't you get someone to take your place? I'll say house business.
So, how's the medicine business?
What a question. I'm a physician, Miss Leger, not some two-bit snake oil salesman.
Didn't mean to imply you were.
I'm sure. At any rate, I've not had many patients of late. But that is the physician's dilemma, is it not? We are taught that idleness is a sin. But better that I am idle and the townsfolk healthy than my surgery be full of the ill and infirm.
Well, good point. Can't you get someone to take your place?
Why not train somebody to take over for you?
I did have an apprentice not long ago, my ward, Nadine.
What happened to her?
Oh, this is no kind of life for a restless young person. I encouraged her to put her talents to use elsewhere. She's ministering to the local native tribe now.
Tell me about this tribe.
Who is this tribe?
I'm afraid I don't know much about them, just that they have a small village somewhere in the valley. I believe they call themselves the Audam? Autumn? I'm not certain of the pronunciation. At any rate, they don't come to the town, and I imagine the townsfolk mostly let them be as well.
What do you know about the other townsfolk?
You must know all about the townsfolk.
I am well acquainted with all their ailments, proclivities, and vices. But if you're just seeking gossip, you'll have to find it elsewhere.
I'll see you later, Doc.
Do take care of yourself.
Still think the sound's a bit loud. Let's see. Knock that halfway. I'll knock that halfway then. Yeah, sorry. Right. New game. So we've had a look around here. We've talked to the doc. We're going to go back outside. What have I missed in the chat? Augie, did you have a good weekend? I did. Yeah, pretty much nothing. Apart from 5 hours trying to sort out the computer on Sunday. Thankfully, the sound issue is now sorted. Which is great. I had to reinstall OBS, but it is what it is. Search.
Nothing inside but a colony of ants. Shame. I could go for a sarsaparilla.
What else have I missed? You had sausage and mash for dinner and watched Inside Number 9. That's really good. Proper tea refer. Augie took the dog for a walk, had chill jacket spud for dinner. Bought up a bit of gaming and non-power wash. And now power washed her and Chivos. Nice. Gotta go for Chivos.
I hope that isn't the town water supply. Looks sturdy, but there's some rot creeping around the handles.
Go on it.
This padlock's not going anywhere. Not without encouragement.
Okay, so we know we can get in there in the future. Okay, we'll go that way. Rosewater Post and Publishing. We're gonna see the
This
sign.
is the place.
Gonna go in. Whoa, hello. Let's get it quickly.
Holy hell! Are you alright, mister? Don't you move. I'll fetch the doctor to have a look at you.
Well, that's it. Oggy's go through the Chivos for levels.
Doc,
Already done.
come quick. I've got an emergency.
How can I be of service?
Some poor fool's just fallen out a window.
At the Rosewater Post?
Yes. How did you...
Sounds like Joni's in a mood again. Let's go.
Here he is, poor bastard.
Oh, dear.
Language.
Hello? Can you hear me? I'm Dr. Sedgwick. I'm here to help you. Can you move your legs? Spine seems intact. No obvious fractures of the arms or legs. That, I would say, is nothing short of a miracle.
Bloody hell.
Right. He's in a bad way, but he'll live. I'll get him back to my clinic and patch him up. You are truly a good Samaritan, Miss Leger.
It was nothing. If you'll excuse me, I have an appointment to keep.
Of course. God bless.
Right. I think we're gonna have to be stubborn with this. That's my thought.
Hello, can I help you with something?
I'm here about the writing commission.
Ah, yes, you must be Miss Leger. I believe you and Joni exchanged some correspondence on the matter already, yes?
Yep, got the letter right here.
May I see it, please?
Click. Letter.
Very good.
There we go.
Oh,
I'm
one
learning.
more thing. Joni's not one for formalities. First names will do.
Noted.
Go up those stairs and knock.
Thanks. What's your name?
Henry Dixon, ma'am. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
Right. Oh, we've got an autosave. Nice. We're going up. Go open. We'll have a look at the rounds later. I'm sure we'll have to.
Come in.
Hello, Joan. I'm Harley Leger.
Ah, yes. Nice to finally put a face to the name. Please take a load off. Whiskey?
Bit early for me, but thanks all the same.
Sensible. I like that. I, however, have had a morning, so if you don't mind.
So what we drink? Yeah, go for it.
Say, have we met before? Something about you seems familiar.
I don't believe so, no.
Well, let's get down to the meat and potatoes, shall we? If you're going to join our little family here, I'd like to know more about you.
Horrific accent. Hello, everyone. Hello, Yavagold. How are you doing? Provide a succinct biography.
Me? Well, I was born and raised in New Britannia. Got out, made my way west, and started writing. I saw your ad while I was up in Pierre. Thought a change of scenery would do me good.
Well, admittedly, Rosewater isn't as cosmopolitan as it used to be, but maybe you'll find it to your liking.
There hasn't been a dull moment since I stepped off the train.
Speaking of, your writing sample had me in stitches. I haven't spent much time in Lamplight City myself, but your descriptions of the Toffs in Lyon, hilarious.
That piece was inspired by my last visit a few years ago, actually.
Oh? What brought that about?
Yavagold, I'm doing good. Thanks. Horrible weather, so I'm just gonna chill. Hi, Jew. Hi, Jew and Oggy. Well, that's not bad. That's not good. Nice weather here. I'll take it afterwards. Again. And I. Oh, yeah, what things? I'd take care of some family affairs.
I had to go back and settle my late brother's affairs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope it wasn't in connection with that awful business at the Lamplight City Expo.
Oh, no, it was before that.
The Expo disaster was a national tragedy, of course. But you know, can't help remembering it as the week our paper sold more copies than it has before or since. Isn't that terrible? But enough about that. Let's get back to why we're here. I loved your sample, and I like you as well, Harley. So I'm going to go ahead and offer you a commission. I'll pay you 45 crowns for it. After that, we can talk about more regular opportunities.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. So, what's my assignment? A scathing commentary on Rosewater's decline? Or maybe a hard-hitting expose on the plight of the marginalized criminal youth?
Oh, no. Nothing like that. I want you to interview Gentleman Jake Ackerman.
Who?
Pull the other one. You've been living under a rock. He's a true Western legend. The Achilles of our times. We've got
Jake
a real
Ackerman.
opportunity here. Star like that landing in our little town. I'd like something in the vein of your sample. Acerbic and mordant. But maybe not quite so acerbic.
So, a puff piece.
Good, you're paying attention. I want you to make Rosewater look good too. Show me a real frontier hero in a real frontier town.
Where can I find this Jake fellow?
He's taking rooms at the Jack of Diamonds just down the road. And his show is opening today at the Opera House. So he should be around for an interview. I don't know how you're situated here, but you're welcome to use the typewriter in the office.
I only write longhand, but I'd certainly be grateful for a quiet place to work.
Longhand. How charming. Now, if you have any questions before you go, by all means, ask.
Yeah, but gold. Only 3 countries under status yellow weather warning and correspondence one. Bloody hell, mate. Hope everything's all okay. Stay safe, bud. Okay, it was the man that went out the window.
So, who was the man that went out your window? Not another writer, I hope.
Oh, God, no. You're the only applicant we've had. Don't worry about him. Just a rabble-rouser with an axe to grind. Thought he could burst in here railing about my journalistic integrity. Most folks stick to writing letters to the editor. I tried to calm him down, but... well, it didn't go that way.
Obviously
see.
Not. He broke the window. You said Rosewater Post covered the lamps. City Expo?
The Rosewater Post reported on the Lamplight City Expo?
It was only the biggest story that year. I still got copies of the article saved. Here, read it for yourself.
Okay, let's have a read. Disaster at Lamplight City Expo. The Etheric Pavilion at Global Exposition in New Bretagne, Queensland was the site of a terrifying disaster that claimed 15 lives on Saturday. During a demonstration by etheric researcher Dr. Bennett Clark, a device known as the etheric generator malfunctioned, released a burst of energy into the audience, instantly vaporizing 14 attendees and 1 stage assistant. An eyewitness described the scene for the New Bretagne Gazette. The thing started up with a great crackling noise, startling the ladies in attendance and raising several cries of excitement. The next instant, there was a blinding flash of light. After that, it was just screams and a horrible burning smell. From where I stood, I could see that a bunch of folks gathered to one side and the apparatus was gone. Well, it was just... all that was left was shoes and hats and things, a pile of ash. The worst thing was, the shadows were still on the walls behind. Controversial figure in the scientific community, Dr. Clark has championed novel theories of the existence of a... I coughed as I hit the mute button. Sorry about that. Ethericity, a supposedly inexhaustible source of energy located in the atmosphere. The Etheric Pavilion, an exhibit jointly sponsored by Kessling Industries, Herman and Grove, and Eastern Consolidated Coal, was intended to showcase the technology's potential before a global audience. Although public enthusiasm may be somewhat dampened following the events of last week, Dr. Clark was taken in for question by authorities, but it remains to be seen whether he or any of his sponsors will be held legally responsible for the lives lost in the accident. Gilroy mines are closed as well. DM calls for etheric ban.
Can I keep this?
Frame it if you like.
What can you tell me about Rosewater?
Any insight you can give me about the town?
It's a far cry from what it used to be. In a way, it's nice not having to hear the noise from the saloon at all hours, but... oh, I don't know. Folk who moved on took some of the charm with them.
Tell me about townspeople.
What about the folks who stayed behind?
What about him?
Oh. Tell me more about them?
I was hoping for more details.
Far as you're concerned, the only person in Rosewater worth knowing right now is Jake Ackerman. If you're so
Yeah.
keen to know about the rest, go meet him for yourself.
Did you start this paper?
I'm curious, how did the Rosewater Post get its start?
Well, my dad was a union man. He worked the printing press for the Allied Fall Creek Miners Cooperative. Pamphlets, labour news, that sort of thing. Then the mine owners brought the Blackburns in to bust the whole operation up. My dad was laid up for months and could never work again after. But we still had to eat, didn't we? I took all the equipment from the old shop and started printing up an early version of the Post just to bring a little money in. At first, it was all just community notices and advertisements from local stores. Over time, I got the hang of the whole journalism thing and turned it into a real newspaper.
Okay. I'll be on my way.
I'd best be on my way.
Right you are.
Right, you
Wait
are.
a minute.
What?
It's just come to me. I know why you look familiar. You're Spitfire Harley.
Goodness. It's been a long time since anyone called me that.
I saw you fighting back in 26 at Wellesley Hall in the Chum. You took out a brute twice your size with a right hook. Pow! It was like watching David bring down Goliath.
I appreciate the kind words, but that was another life.
Maybe so, but for a 14-year-old kid fresh off the boat, it was pretty damn inspirational.
Thanks, Joan. Appreciate it.
Of course. And please call me Joni.
Joni. So we're going to call Joni. Diary entry. And so far we've got boarded lock, no key for me, turn the hook freely. Padlocks, wiggle key to stand and take this long round. Deadbolts, tense the key and shoot. Give it a shake. Like these little rhymes. Timber locks, the key stays still, the diamond shines, turn down to WV Express, boarded. That was what we got so far. Yeah.
That's quite a stick.
A memento from my grandfather back in County Donegal. Comes in handy now and again.
A bit of a cane.
I hope fixing that window won't be too expensive.
I may just leave it for a while. I'm enjoying the breeze.
Is this the first edition of the Rosewater Post?
Yep, March 30th, 1845. One of the best days of my life.
Yeah.
You support Leroy?
I'm a proud Labourite, sure. I'll admit he hasn't been my favourite PM. But the way things were going with Atwood and the Traitors, this place would have been swallowed up by an automated newspaper conglomerate. Labour Party gets me vote any day of the week.
Fair enough. The New Britannia Gazette, keeping tabs on the competition?
Hardly. I kept that issue because they mentioned my paper.
More bits. Have we got this picture?
Hey, that's Devil's Tooth. I passed it on the train right here.
Quite a sight, hasn't it?
Nice typewriter.
My first. Good old Sheldon Model 4.
Sheldon Model 4. Yeah, it can. It's definitely 20% better than the Sheldon Model 3.
Fascinating device.
Isn't it just? To think, I can send messages from here to Bright Bay with the press of a lever.
What will they think of next? Fascinating device.
Isn't it just? To think, I can...
What will they...
Anyway, we're going to go out the door. Gives me a cough again.
See you later, Joni.
Take care of yourself out there.
Okay.
Spitfire Harley, writing for my paper.
Right, so whiskey.
Now don't that just beat all?
Get on the wrong side of it, probably will. Got printing press.
Impressive piece of machinery. They seem to be pretty active around here. I hope that means steady work.
Yeah.
That cabinet's better organized than I'll ever be.
Typewriter. Look at this.
Cozy.
What? Chat.
Excuse me?
How can I be of assistance?
Can you tell me about Rosewater?
What's to know about this town?
You picked a fine time to arrive, Miss Leger.
Why is that?
A few years back, you could hardly drive a wagon through the street. It was so full of folk coming and going. I'm sure you've noticed that's no longer the case.
What happened to all those people?
So where did everyone go?
Wherever the Orem actually is would be my guess. There's still some prospectors hanging on, convinced they'll find something everyone else missed. I'm sure they'll all come to their senses eventually.
If they all go, where will that leave you?
Why, getting by, I imagine. Peaceful, quiet life. The railroad still brings some traffic. Folks on their way further west or shipping goods back east. Although not as many as before the transcontinental airship line opened up. Easier to sail clear over the country than ride the rails halfway. Suits me fine, though.
How long have you been working here?
Been working here long, Mr. Dixon?
Oh, about 5 years. I was the first one Joni hired on shortly after launching the paper.
Get a drink of
Was
water.
a farmhand before that. Keeping books is much nicer than tending cow pens, let me tell you.
Do you know anything about the townsfolk?
Anything I should know about the townsfolk?
Can't really help you there. I'm just a simple family man, and we keep to ourselves.
Sorry about that. This type of weather just gives me a persistent cough as well, which is never good. Who was that man that fell out the window?
Exactly who was that gentleman just took a tumble out your second-story window?
I haven't a clue. Devil of a fella. Just busted in here and went straight for Joni's office. He wouldn't be put off, but insisted on speaking with the editor immediately. Said he intended to lodge a complaint. Suppose Joni didn't take too kindly to his manner of lodging.
That's some impressive facial hair.
Those are some mighty fine whiskers you've got.
Oh, why, thank you, Miss Leger. The missus tells me I ought to shave, but I'm fond of the look.
As you should be.
I'm all right.
I'll leave you to your work.
Appreciate it, ma'am.
But what I want to see, though, is I want to have a look at the... Yes, I want to read
October 25th, 1850. Dear Miss Leger, thank you for submitting your sample. Your writing shows real potential. I'd like to extend an invitation to meet with me at the offices of the Rosewater Post and discuss the possibility of an extended commission. How soon can you arrive in town? I await your reply and look forward to making your acquaintance. Yours, Joan Gallagher.
Right. We're going to go out. We're going to go to the pub. That way. There's a saloon, the Jack of Diamonds.
Was your meeting satisfactory, ma'am?
Quite so. Did you find any of those butterscotch sweets I asked for?
Afraid not. Only taffy and some peppermints.
Pity. This place seems to lack even the smallest of pleasures. Shall we?
Okay, so it's semi-electric? We've got the Undertaker's there.
Business seems slow today. Probably a good thing.
General store there. Salon.
Shabby, but I've
Saloon
been to
even.
worse.
Salon. We've got a salon and we've got a saloon. Don't get the two confused. Eyes hovering there. Reward for something.
Looks like it's been up for ages. Wonder if they ever caught the guy. Or maybe he retired from crime. Or died of old age.
One of them. Yeah.
Wonder if the whiskey here is any better than the rot gut back in Pierre. Horse pills? Is that pills for horses or pills made from horses? Or
Good.
both?
It's a good question, for which the answer is...
I don't know.
There. That's what the answer is. I'm going to turn my mic up. My mic seems to be really low at the minute. 1 second. Audio property. Yeah. I'm going to turn it up to... Close. That's better. I'm going to keep it like that. Right, back to the game. Going in. Okay, we're in. Right. Got a wanted poster.
These seem to be for decoration more than anything else.
Yeah.
Food delivery for the lazy.
Button there as well.
No Now that is mighty tempting.
Yes, it is.
Warning, watch the dang door. Signed, management. Scenes from the wild country. A night campfire, a wild horse, and a bear in the mountains. Sure would be something to see all that up close and personal. Except maybe the bear.
Right. Got someone standing here.
Excuse me, kid, I need to get upstairs.
I'm really sorry, miss, but Mr. Ackerman's not taking any more meetings right now.
For the Rosewater Post?
I'm here on behalf of the Rosewater Post.
Did you make an appointment?
No, I just got the assignment.
Okay, look, Mr. Ackerman's upstairs getting ready for his show. It starts in less than an hour. Why don't you come by and watch? You can come meet him afterwards.
I just need to interview him for a newspaper article.
Well, now, that's perfect. If you're going to write about him, you should definitely see the show. Trust me, he's a real dazzler.
Suppose it beats waiting around here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Gentleman Jake's show will be starting at the theater soon. You won't want to miss a second of it.
Okay.
I bet that piano hasn't been tuned since the De Leon administration. She's making the best of it, though. The local populace getting sloshed.
So we can't go upstairs.
Gentleman Jake's show will be starting at the theater soon. You won't want to miss a second of it.
No. So where's the theatre?
Gentleman Jake's show.
Oh, one more. Oh, so we're going to go back out. Interesting about that button on the wall. The theatre. Is the theatre up here? Rosewater. Enough.
Betrayal,
Okay.
murder, revenge, classic stuff. Never works out that way in real life.
Right?
Never heard of this one.
What's it called? Anhauser. Gentleman Jake's Wild West.
For 20 coppers, it'd better be one hell of a show. You again?
Oh, hey, Harmony, was it?
Harley. What in the ether are you doing here?
Oh, you're not still sore about earlier.
Yeah. No, I think I taught your friend a lesson.
Nah, but your little friend might think twice about hoodwinking strangers again.
Look, nothing personal. My brother and me are just doing our best to get by.
He's your brother?
Hang on. Your brother? I ought to knock you into a cocked hat.
Hey, you gotta look out for number one.
You picked the wrong mark, but I can let that go. Hell, with a little effort, you two could be halfway decent grifters. But if there's one thing turns my stomach, it's disloyalty. That's your flesh and blood. If you don't have your own brothers back, who else on this wretched earth is going to give a flip if you're alive or dead?
You made your
question.
point. Now, can we drop it already? I'm trying to do an actual legitimate job here.
Go on in. What's the job?
Legitimate job? So you're not selling snake oil or stock tips or fire insurance?
Nah, nothing like that. I'm selling tickets to Gentleman Jake's legendary Wild West show. Only 20 coppers.
Want to buy a ticket?
I'll take one of those tickets.
Swell! And when would you like to come see the show?
Whenever it starts?
Oh, you mean today? Oh, well, I'm afraid I gotta disappoint you there. Sold the last of today's tickets not 10 minutes before you walked up.
Seriously?
Seriously, this ain't exactly the Coliseum. It only fits so many, and folks around here are real excited to see Gentleman Jake in person.
Just need to speak with Jake.
All right, look. I don't need to see some yahoo firing off his pea shooter. I just want to talk to this Jake fellow.
And I'm sure Gentleman Jake would be happy to meet you if you had a ticket to get in. Course, I might be able to sneak you in quiet-like, but I'd be putting my job on the line, and I can't afford to lose it now. After all, I have my little brother to look after.
Just tell me what you want.
Only a small favor.
Spit it out.
Just help me retrieve something. A small item of great personal value.
Go on.
It's only my pa's pocket watch. Family heirloom, you see.
What happened to it?
It was stolen is what? By that one-eyed scalawag Lola Johnson. Probably stashed it away in the old smithy. She's been squatting in there for weeks now.
What do we think, folks? 5 options, 6 options to go for. I think Blacksmith Shop is locked up. It's going to be one that I'm going to go for on here.
The blacksmith's got a giant padlock on the door.
So?
So I'm not breaking into private property?
I told you the place is abandoned. Lola's squatting in there. Besides, it's not really breaking in if you're retrieving something stolen. Sheriff Gamble won't trouble himself over it, trust me. And if you run into Lola, I'm sure someone like you can handle her.
Okay. What do I go with? Where's your brother now?
Where'd your brother get to? Keeping out of trouble?
Matter of fact, he's trying to make good after that screw-up earlier. Decided he's gonna try and get Pa's watch back all by himself. He's real tore up over losing
Why
it.
do we need... Great, then you don't need me.
If he's doing it, then what do you need me for?
Why, it's clear he ain't cut out for the job. I tried talking sense into him, but he's dead set on it. Wants to prove himself. But he'll be in real hot water if he gets caught, which he probably will. That's why I'm asking you to do it before he goes and does something stupid. I can tell you could pull it off. No problem.
Sound like a matter for the law.
If this Lola stole from you, why not report it to the sheriff?
Oh,
Good
come
question.
on. I thought you was sharp. That lazy tyrant would cuff my brother and me soon as look at us. It's just the two of us. Me and him against the world. We got no one else to turn to. So, will you help us out?
I'll do it, but only to get in.
You and your brother can go hang for all I care. But I want in this theater, so I'll do it.
Swell. You know where to find me.
Okay, so what I've saved. I suppose better go and try and break into this. The Smitty. Do that. How are we going to do that? Good question.
Looks sturdy, but there's some rot creeping around the handles.
Yeah,
Soft drink crates. A sugary, fizzy way to beat the heat.
Don't have anything.
This padlock's not going anywhere. Not without encouragement. Too bad I didn't bring my lockpicks. Or a hammer.
If we can take something.
Hello again.
Getting on.
I'm afraid I haven't the time for idle chit-chat, Miss Leger.
Oh, all right.
Are your interests, so I can't take anything from here. Fine. Sheriff's office.
Howdy, stranger. Fresh off the train?
Yes, sir.
Come on in then. Let's have a chat. I'm Sheriff Gamble.
Harley Leger.
Pleasure. Just passing through, or...
I'm here about a job.
Well now, that's refreshing. Few come to Rosewater these days with the intent of staying long. How are you finding our town?
Welcoming committee leaves to be a lot to be desired.
I can't say much for the welcoming committee.
Beg pardon?
I wasn't in your town but 2 minutes when I was accosted by a pair of gutter snipes. They should thank their lucky stars I was in a good mood.
I keep telling Jim to stop with that town greeter malarkey, but that boy's got a head harder than granite. I've been too soft. I ought to throw him in lockup until he gets his head on straight.
Trust me, that'll only make things worse. Besides, I don't think they've yet written a statute outlawing vexatiousness.
You've a forgiving nature, Miss Leger. Anyhow, welcome to Rosewater. If you run into any more trouble, come and see me.
Well, I have actually. I do horseshoe there.
What a peculiar decoration. Hey, Sheriff?
Huh?
Why have you got a horseshoe hanging above the door?
Ah, glad you asked.
Oh, we got a story, folks.
My grandpappy told me a story about a blacksmith who was visited by the devil. The devil asked the smith to make him a horseshoe for his own hoofed feet, you see. So, the blacksmith took a red-hot horseshoe and nailed it straight onto one of his hooves. The devil howled out in pain. He begged the blacksmith to take it off again. The smith agreed, but on one condition. The devil must always respect the horseshoe and never enter any place where one is hung above the door.
That's where it all comes
Hell of a
from.
story, wouldn't you say?
Probably, yeah.
Impressive collection. Hey, Sheriff?
Huh?
What's the story with these guns?
Story with the guns. Not just using it self-defense.
Now these are standard issue repeaters, pretty powerful rifles. Thankfully, I've yet to use one in the line of duty. Wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of one of these.
What else we got? Butterflies.
Fancy yourself a lepidopterist?
Lepidopterus.
Hardly. Picked that display up from a passing rag and bone man. But I like when the sun shines on their wings just so. Real thing of beauty.
Does this license mean you went to sheriff's school?
No, it means I was officially elected to the position by the people of this town. The
Okay.
paper is really just a formality.
Reminder, confiscated items to be placed in the box below. What's in the bag?
Oh, that's a set of lockpicks I confiscated from a would-be burglar.
That might come in useful. How am I going to get the lockpicks?
This fellow still at large?
Yep, but I reckon he's left the province.
Does this cell see much use?
Nah, not really. Well, that's fine by me. The less I have to clean out that pot, the better.
Getting a lot of ask about because I want to invest. I want
Hey,
to
Sheriff?
investigate.
Huh?
Who are the people in this photo?
Those are my sisters, Lord bless them. Beulah's a real firebrand. She'd smack you across the face soon as look at you. She did to me plenty. Reba married an oil man. I think they're living in some big mansion on the coast somewhere. Mary was always my favorite. The trouble we used to get into when we was kids.
Hey, Sheriff?
Yes, ma'am?
What's this photo of?
That's a view of Colchester, where I grew up.
Coming back. Because he can't talk a story.
Sometimes I find myself wondering what life would be like if I'd stayed.
Colchester.
My folks still have a ranch there. Been meaning to pay 'em a visit. All things considered, I still do miss the place.
Okay, so we got the lock. How do we get the lock? Everything down. else from the sheriff, or is that it? Is that it for the sheriff? Okay, you handled the grifters
Sheriff?
better than I did.
What can I do you
got fed
for?
up and knocked them out. How long have you been?
Just how long have you been the sheriff here anyway?
Oh, a couple years now. Like most everyone else, I came to Rosewater in '48 when we thought the hills were full of Orem. Except I stayed
guess
when
Orem
it turned
is
out
AU
they
gold.
weren't.
You were a prospector?
Yep. But it turns out lawman was a more stable career.
What about Rosewater?
A man in your position must have plenty to say about the town he serves.
Suppose that's true. But a stroll down Main will tell you most everything you need to know.
Fancy old lady I saw leaving the saloon.
I saw a lady coming out of the saloon earlier. She was older, fancy looking, sounded old country. Any idea who that is?
Can't say it rings any bells. Wonder what someone like that'd be doing in Rosewater.
What do you know about Joan Gallagher?
Can you tell me about Joan Gallagher?
Whew, I've yet to meet anyone with a more fiery temper. My advice is to stay on Joni's good side.
Do. What's there you know about Doc Sedgwick?
Is Doc Sedgwick on the up and up, or is he one of those frontier quacks?
Oh no, Doc Sedgwick's tried and true. Why, he saved the town from a yellow fever epidemic just last year. The doc's pretty much the glue holding this town together. Leastways, that's what he's fond of telling everybody.
You know anything about Lola Johnson?
Are you acquainted with Lola Johnson?
Not really. She mostly keeps to herself. As long as she don't cause trouble, I'm willing to overlook the squatting.
Tell me about Jake.
What's the story with Gentleman Jake?
Which one? If even half of them are true, he's a lion among men, a real Western hero. But you can catch his show while he's in town and hear it straight from the source.
What else do you hear around here?
Anything of interest
Or
in the
anything else
surrounding
around?
area?
Not really. The San Bernardino Valley don't offer much in the way of sightseeing. There's an army fort, Fort Beaumont, and an abandoned relic that used to be a laboratory. There's also an Indian village on the other side of the valley. But you'll want to steer clear. I've heard tell they can be real territorial. But
Interesting.
all that's outside my jurisdiction. When you leave my town, you're taking your chances out there.
Did you hear about the guy who got thrown out a window?
Were you aware that a man was thrown from the window at the Rosewater Post?
Is that right? Who was it?
Never saw him before. Looked New Spanish.
Is he alive?
Yes, he's in Doc Sedgwick's care.
Well, that's good. Sounds like I need to have words with Joni, though.
Thanks for the chat, Sheriff.
Come back anytime.
Can't take it.
Can't just swipe these from right under his nose. Impressive collection.
Oh, what can I do? How am I going to get? Because the lockpick is what I need. Anything in the station that I've missed. There's nothing in the station. Okay, fine. Okay. Obviously. In here. We're going to try and... Positions. Doc Sedgwick's busy. Host.
Good to see you again.
Any help on it?
Excuse me?
I'd love to chat, Miss Leger, but I'm a bit occupied at the moment.
Don't let me distract you then.
think I could do it in a minute. Nothing in there. Obvious. Oh, okay. Oh. Going to the salon again. The saloon again. Salon. Twice I've called it a salon. Twice.
Food delivery for the lazy.
Oh. You have to slap me every time you get it wrong. I feel like I'm struggling here.
Gentleman Jake's show will be starting at the
No.
The local populace getting sloshed.
Ow. Read. His brother jellyfish brain something about recovering the one on Scallywag. You know about the lock? We know it's a red style lock, so it's that one. We've got the key to start the fun. We can stay for a long, long run. Right. We have to slap me every time you get it wrong. I've done something wrong, haven't I? It's clear as day. Something.
Wait a minute! You can't just go in there without a ticket.
About £2 to get this whole thing.
You said you and your brother needed money. How about 2 crowns?
Well, now, that's mighty kind of you. But this don't change the deal.
Why, you little bastard.
You want in, you gotta do me that favor.
Wait here. I'll be back.
I look forward to it.
Okay, I'm a bit...
For 20 coppers, it had better be one hell of a show.
Rocks. Rocks. Pick up. Right. We got it. We've got it. We take the rock. We go bang on the padlock. Right. Okay, this is making sense now. Now I need to save as well, because I know what's going to happen. I put any name in here? Okay, 01. Blacksmith. I feel like it's blooming Resident Evil. So are we going to use that against Arthur? Stop it. Smash the rotten wood.
That did it. The tile's no good anymore, though.
That's fine. We're in. Mr. Joe, so...
Guess the devil won't be coming in here. The Smithy's cold furnace. No watch, just old Ash. Maybe the kid's watch is in there. Absolutely nothing. That could be a good spot to stash something. Emptier than that fool Jem's head. Guess the devil...
Oh, the horseshoes do that. Wheel?
Did the blacksmith dabble as a Wainwright?
I like the fact you can get...
Scrap metal. Must not be valuable or it'd be salvaged by now. Decorative? Or a functional hiding place? Well now, what have we here? Got what I came for. Best not to stick around.
Uh-oh.
What in the ether is going on here?
Well, we know she's a good layer. Vicky Lola Johnson.
You must be Lola Johnson.
That's right, Lola Johnson, who lives here.
Rather cozy.
I thought it had a certain domestic charm. Nice setup you have in here.
I don't know what you're playing at, but my patience is wearing thin.
I'll be going.
You do that.
Well, it's time to leg it. That way. Okay, so we've got the watch. Before we do anything. Watch.
Fancy. Too bad there doesn't seem to be a pawn shop in town.
Fancy watch. Nice. Okay, we've got the watch. We're gonna go back and we're gonna give the watch and get the ticket to get in. Right. There's.
Here's your watch back.
No fooling. You actually got it?
By a whisker. Lola turned up just as I was leaving.
Did she see you take it?
Don't think so. Anyways, that's my part of the bargain held up. You gonna let me in now?
Sure. Go on. Oh, and thanks. I know we've had our tiffs, but I really do appreciate you getting this for me. My dear departed pa can rest easy again knowing his watch is back where it belongs.
That's not your watch at all, is it?
Well, it is now.
Kid, if I were you, I'd make myself scarce. Otherwise, the only way you'll be able to tell the time on that thing is by squatting over a mirror. You get me?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, we're in. It's taking long enough, but we're in.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages.
Okay.
Are you ready for some thrills? Are you ready for some excitement?
You're goddamn right.
Ready for some fun?
You're goddamn right.
Without further ado, now present the star of our show. The last man standing at the Bleachbone Girls Showdown. The only man to defeat bastard Billy Boakes in a duel. The man who discovered a gentleman, then gifted it to an orphanage. Gentleman Jake Ackerman!
Curtains up.
Yahoo!
Steam-powered horse.
Thank you, Charlie, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gentleman Jake's Wild West. We got a heck of a performance for you today.
Right.
But first, allow me to introduce my brave and loyal assistant, Danny Luo. Now let's get this show on the road.
Okay, let's do it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you rope a steer. Keep it going, Danny. Maybe you'll lasso yourself one someday.
Just clap.
The sun beat down upon them as the duelists stood and stared. But Billy Boakes had never fought somebody so prepared. Jake drew his gun, and bang! The bastard crashed down with a thud. The legendary foe lay dead, defeated, in the mud.
Here.
Yahoo! Get him!
Why not?
And now for a most challenging proposition, perhaps the greatest feat of marksmanship to which a man can set his sights. You see those 5 juggling balls that Charlie keeps whirling aloft in such a dizzying display? Ladies and gentlemen, affix your eyes on that green ball in particular, and do not dare blink.
Okay. Fix your eyes on the green ball.
For with but a single bullet, I will pluck it from the very air.
Yeah! Amazing!
We're just going with the cheers.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our show. Thank you all so much. You've been a truly magnanimous, magnificent, and majestic audience.
And you can take home a piece of the legend. Come on down to the Check of Diamonds to get an autograph or a souvenir ferrotype. We'll be there until last call. Stop by and shake hands with Gentleman Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Not bad. Right. I suppose we're going down to the pub. The saloon. Ah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, Jake, I need that money tonight.
You knew the deal going in, Charlie. There's nothing I can do about it.
We'll see about that.
Hope I'm not interrupting, gentlemen.
My friend here was just saying his farewells. Weren't you, Charlie? Please do pardon that unpleasant display. What can I do for you, my dear?
Name's Harley Leger. I'd like to interview you for the Rosewater Post.
Well, shucks, it would be my pleasure, Miss Leger. Shall we go upstairs to my room? Beats standing out here in the dust.
Lead on.
Miss Leger, permit me to introduce my associate, Danny Luo.
We've met, actually. Not formally, I suppose. Nice to properly make your acquaintance, Miss Leger.
Likewise, Mr. Luo.
Please,
he's the guy that did
you
Bottom
can
of the
call me
Stairs.
Danny. Everybody does.
So what did you think of the show? Pretty spectacular, huh?
Enjoyed it.
Spectacular. It was amazing.
Well, shucks. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Shall we proceed with the interview?
Right.
Brings you to...
How did you come to pick Rosewater as your latest venue?
Simple. Plenty of folk in this town are looking for a good show. I ain't so hoity-toity as to think El Presidio or Los Virgenes are the only places worth visiting. After spending all day bent double over a pan in a creek or working his keister off down in a mine, a man is entitled to some amusement, wouldn't you say?
You're real.
So who is the real Gentleman Jake?
Mercy me. That's a hell of a question. Now, I ain't much for philosophizing, Miss Leger, so I'll just say this. In my case, what you see is what you get.
I see. Well, okay then.
What will people be surprised to learn about you?
What's something nobody knows about you? Give me something juicy.
I'm something of an open book, Miss Leger. Keeping secrets ain't really my modus operandi.
Come on, everyone's got secrets.
Oh, I think you'll find I'm not like most folk.
Okay, so what's greatest accomplishment?
You're clearly a man of great deeds. Which would you say has been your greatest?
I value all my accomplishments equally, Miss Leger. To single any one out would diminish the others. I couldn't bring myself to do that.
It's quite
What a noble sentiment.
I like to think so.
quite flatlined, didn't he?
Jake, don't you have an appointment with Miss Sally this evening?
Damn, you're right. Sorry to cut things short, Miss Leger. I've got another engagement I need to prepare for.
I should have plenty for my
Engagement.
article. I appreciate your time.
Well, I look forward to reading your story in the next edition. Danny, see the lady out, would you?
Hello. Hello, hello.
Good meeting you, Danny. Guess I'll see you around. Not to worry, gents. Jake's all yours. Hey, you were in the show. Nice juggling.
Thank you, ma'am. Jake, get your ass out here right now, you four-flusher.
Now, what's
Okay.
all the ruckus?
Don't play the fool with me, Ackerman. You know damn well why I'm here. You might think you can give me the runaround, but I wonder if my friends here won't convince you to pay up.
Oh, right.
Charlie. Didn't anybody ever tell you only cowards get others to solve their problems for them?
You slum-guzzling bastard. I'm gonna fix that wobbling jaw of yours.
Right.
Come on up here, then.
Are you sure you won't reconsider, Charlie?
Shut the hell up and get out of my way. McGuire, take care of the kid. Let's dance, cowboy.
I suggest you clear out while you can, little lady. This can get ugly.
No.
Where I'm standing, it's pretty damn ugly already. Hey!
So that's how you want it, huh? Fine. I'll let the boss deal with you when he's done.
Oh, auto saving. Punch.
We can do this all day.
All right, fine.
Hey! Don't start any trouble, lady.
Oh, that was just a
Whoopsie
fluke.
daisy.
Now we'll get the bottle. Right, that was fluky as hell. Bottle. Collect. Takes care of 2.
Hey, nice one.
Not the most honorable way of winning a fight, but these boys were hardly playing fair.
Hey, Charlie. Looks like your guys weren't as tough as you hoped.
Nice. Nice.
Woo-wee. That got the old blood pumping.
You've got some interesting associates, Mr. Ackerman. If you'll excuse me, I have an article to write.
Hang on just a minute. I'd be a fool to just let you walk away after that performance. Come on back up here. I've got a business proposition that may interest you.
Business
What about
proposition?
Miss Sally?
Oh, she can wait. All right, Miss Leger, I won't beat around the bush. Danny and I are looking to get some folks together for a job, and I think you'd make a damn fine addition to the team.
What sort of job?
Ever hear of Dr. Bennett Clark?
Can't say I have.
No, I don't think I have.
He was the lead scientist researching that ethericity stuff.
Ethericity.
Before the
Thank you.
band,
That's how you say
that
it.
is. Dr. Clark moved out here not long after the big disaster back in Lamplight City. He kept up his research, even did some demonstrations at the Opera House. Till one day, he just up and vanished. Nobody's seen hide nor hair of him in nearly a year.
So you want me to find him?
And you want to go looking for him?
Oh, I want to go looking all right. The thing is, we're going in search of Dr. Clark's fortune.
Come again?
The feller was loaded. Somehow he managed to talk a bunch of big money investors from back east into financing his research. All
Interesting.
those gizmos and doodads don't come cheap, you know? We find his stash, we'll all be rolling in it for years to come.
Stash? What stash?
Oh.
Surely it's all just numbers on a ledger somewhere.
Nope. I'm telling you, he kept his assets in cold, hard cash.
So you're looking to rob a man blind just because nobody knows where he is?
Now, nothing so uncouth as that. Picture this, a swashbuckling pirate captain, his vessel freighted with treasure. The vast fleets of law and order circling him, closing in. He digs a hole in the sands of some sun-kissed tropical beach to conceal his ill-gotten loot and makes himself scarce. Circumstance conspires to deprive him of the opportunity to return. Now, is the brave treasure hunter who seeks and unearths the bounty guilty of robbery? Or is he just returning to the world what would otherwise lie forgotten and worthless? See, we're not after Clark's personal wealth. The money in question was meant to bankroll his etheric research. Since that's been outlawed, he can't touch it. And it's a drop in the ocean for the investors. They'll never miss it.
How many folks are you planning on bringing into this?
That depends on what we find. But I promise you, we'll all get a fair split. Enough to make it all worthwhile.
What's your plan?
Clark had a lab nearby, a couple miles outside of town. Last place anybody saw him.
Okay.
We poke around there, retrace his steps, and it should lead us straight to the loot. Now, call me crazy, but I get the impression you're not entirely convinced.
Sarcastic. Oh no, I'm completely convinced. No, I'm not. What if this all is a wild goose chase and that gets us
Truth be
killed?
told, I'm not. How can you be sure Clark isn't just holed up in some cave with his cash? Or that someone didn't off him so they could claim it for themselves? We follow Clark, and whatever vanished him could end up vanishing us, too.
I admit we're asking you to put a lot of faith in us. Hell, I'd probably be just as incredulous were I in your position.
Mr. Ackerman's a good man, Miss Leger. He's never led me astray in all the time I've known him.
I appreciate it, Danny, but I think Miss Leger's gonna need a little more than just your word. Look, I've known quite a few moneyed folk in my time. They all got one thing in common. You know what that is?
They love to spend their riches.
They like buying things and showing off.
Quite the contrary. If you don't hold on to your money, you can't stay rich.
So what do they have in common?
They're good at keeping their money safe.
Okay.
Clark's cash is out there. I just know it. As far as your safety, you just took out a couple of brutes twice our size. It's plain to see you can take care of yourself.
I'm pretty good with my pistols, and Mr. Ackerman can talk his way out of anything. But we could use somebody who's good in the fights.
Besides, stick around old Jake long enough and you'll have enough material to write a whole book. Forget a measly little write-up in the local rag. I'm offering you a front row seat to a much better show. So, what do you say?
We're gonna say yeah, aren't we? I'm in, but no funny business.
All right, Mr. Ackerman, I'm in. But try anything funny, and I walk.
Understood.
You won't regret this, Miss Leger.
We'll set out for the lab at daybreak. And please, call me Jake.
Hell of a story there. Right, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, look at that.
Dr. Clark's laboratory is a short hike from Rosewater. After getting run out of Lamplight City, this is where he went to ground. A secluded desert facility where he could get up to who knows what. Jake, Danny, and I head there at first light to see what secrets he left behind.
Hey.
Quite a sight, ain't it?
I'll say. What the hell was Clark doing out here?
That's a question for minds greater than ours, Miss Leger.
Right. We were saved. It's like I'm the only one going. Oh no, they're following.
Guess it shouldn't come as a surprise that the front door is not wide open for us.
Got a mailbox, we've got some bottles.
That's a serious looking lock.
So, how are we supposed to get in?
Know if there are any locksmiths in town?
I'd prefer if we handled this ourselves. My old pal Captain Stokes is stationed nearby at Fort Beaumont. He owes me a favor, or two.
Maybe he could give us some high-powered equipment to get inside.
You read my mind, Danny boy. Wouldn't do any harm to take a look around out here first, though.
Yeah, exactly. What we got? Got bottles.
Dr. Clark really liked his sarsaparilla. There must be at least 30 empty bottles in these crates.
I once drank 10 bottles of sarsaparilla for a bet.
Did you win?
Well, yes, and no.
Those will pick up a bottle.
Doing some tidying, are we?
We might find some use for these. Come help me. I can't carry them all myself.
Hey, I ain't gonna start bellyaching if you want to go around collecting refuse. Might fetch us a few shillings if we sell them back at the Jack of Diamonds.
There you go. And some for you.
Thanks.
Have a look in there. Something in the post box.
Must take ages for any correspondence to get out here.
Probably beats having to hike into town, though.
True.
Looks like Clark missed his last mail delivery.
Correspondence.
Seems to be from another scientist.
February 12th, 1850. Dr. Clark, I hope this letter finds you well. Upon hearing news of the reactionary and ignorant ban our leaders have seen fit to impose, my thoughts went to you and your thankless labors in the wilderness. When they hounded you out after the expo, and I wouldn't be surprised if Leroy's cronies sabotaged your display to discredit you, you were undaunted. After enduring such a trying year, I know how much building that lab out there meant to you. A turning point in your fortunes, or so it seemed. Yet I am sure you will persevere once more. One day when rationality again prevails in the halls of government and this silly thing is lifted, I hope to take you up on your offer of a tour. If you've returned to the bosom of civilization by then, all the better. With warm regards, Dr. Roderick Nethersole. P.S. How you managed to rig a TT-180 console to control both your equipment and door mechanisms still baffles me. Mine is destined for the scrapyard.
So that's
empty sarsaparilla bottles. The good doctor was pretty self-sufficient out here. Wonder if Dr. Clark boarded these up himself. Locked up tight.
Whoever closed this place up really didn't want anybody getting in.
Well, yeah, because you've got boards up and that, so it's not going to do anything, is that?
This is one of the sturdiest locks I've ever seen.
I think we're going to need to get creative. The fort stockpile might have something that could help.
Yeah, I agree. Talk to Danny.
Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
About him. I mean, how long have you and Jake known each other?
I want to know something about you, Danny.
Okay. Like what?
You and Jake known each other long?
Gosh, that's a good question. I guess it's been about 2 years.
Sounds about right.
Time goes by quick when you travel around as much as we do.
What'd you mean?
How did you two meet up, anyway?
Oh, Jake tells the story much better than I do. Ask him.
What did you do before?
What did you do before becoming Jake's assistant?
Oh, nothing glamorous. I was a stable hand in Quick Point. Life with Gentleman Jake is certainly more, lively.
How old are you?
Just how old are you, anyway?
I'll be 21 this winter, but I can handle myself just fine if that's what you're worried about.
True enough. Danny's more experienced than some folk twice his age. You'd be a fool to underestimate him.
You have family?
Have you got any family?
Sure. My parents and older brother live on the coast, near El Presidio. I write them every month. I haven't seen them in a dog's age, though. But Jake's been like family to me, really.
Any thoughts on how to get into the lab?
Got any of your own ideas on how we might get into the lab?
Well, I think Jake has the right idea. We should ask for help at the fort.
We should get a move on.
Talk to Jake.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
What did you and Danny meet?
I've got some more questions about you.
I'm always happy to answer.
How'd you and Danny get together?
I was packing up after a run of shows in Quick Point, having a hard time of it. You see, my assistant had up and left a few days prior, so I was flying solo.
Your assistant left? Why?
The showman's life ain't for everybody. I don't fault him for it. Anyhow, Danny comes up and offers to help with the crates. You should have seen him. Eyes wide, hands shaking, downright charming. So Danny gives me a hand and we get to talking. Turns out he's got experience roping and shooting. He even gave me a demonstration. I offered him the job as my assistant on the spot.
That's
the
cool.
rest, as they say, is history.
Nice. I want to hear about your previous adventures.
Would you care to recount some of your previous adventures?
Not now.
I'd love to, but I'm afraid now just ain't the time.
All
As soon
right,
as we have a respite, I'll be glad to regale you.
I'm impressed, Miss Leger. Never thought I'd live to see the day Jake refused to tell his story.
How'd you learn about Clark's money?
Just how did you come to learn about Clark's money?
Not long ago, I got to talking with a feller at the saloon.
Yeah.
The whiskey had loosened his lips, and he blabbed all about the success of his Orem claim. But then he told me about how he'd invested most of that Orem in Clark's research, and how he wasn't the only one.
And you're certain these investors won't be wanting their money back?
Can't speak for the rest, but this feller won't. See, his aforementioned loose lips got him into trouble with some other folk. Poor bastard was shot dead in the street.
I see.
How are we supposed to get into the lab?
Have you had any new ideas for getting inside the lab?
Not a one, unfortunately. I believe asking at the fort is our best hope.
Enough jabber. Let's push on.
So we're going to have to go to the fort. Theoretically. Oh, hello.
What are you doing? This is no place for sightseers.
Who are you?
And just who in the ether are you?
Such disrespect. You toy with forces you do not understand.
The lady asked you a question, sir.
Heed my warning. Stay away from this place. Its mysteries are not for you.
Hey, wait!
He dropped a foil hat.
You forgot your... hat?
What was that all about?
Good question.
Let's go that way. Came in from the left, going out stage right.
No sign of that odd bearded fellow. I wonder where he scampered off to.
I reckon we got ourselves bigger fish to fry right now, Miss Leger.
Oh, there we go to the fort. Excuse me again. See what we can find. Oh, shooting.
Hey, look, a show!
What a racket.
She's pretty good, though.
¡Híjole! Vaya.
I think we've got to talk to him.
Caramba!
Excuse me? I said, excuse me. Hey!
Caramba, you made me miss. What do you want?
Who are you? What are you doing?
Who are you, and what are you doing out here?
I am Marisol de la Vega, Lieutenant General of the Constitutional Army of New Spain. My compadre is Corporal Eugenio Garcia.
Pleasure. I'm Harley Leger, and these are my associates Jake Ackerman and Danny Luo.
Good to meet you. In answer to your second question, Eugenio and I are practicing our shooting while we wait for our jefe to conclude his business.
Good old chef. Who is it you're waiting for?
Who did you say you were waiting for?
Our leader, General Filomeno
Leader.
Marquez. Surely you've heard of him.
He doesn't.
Afraid not.
Híjole, it really is true. Vespuccians don't pay attention to anything unless it happens right in front of their faces. You do not know of the new Spanish Revolution?
Should I?
Ugh.
Tell me about the revolution.
What about this revolution, then?
I do not have the time or the desire to explain the particulars of our struggle to you. Pick up a non-imperialist periodical if you can find one, and you might learn something.
You know anything about nearby lab?
Do you know anything about the laboratory just over yonder?
That abandoned wreck is a laboratory?
It was at some point.
Clearly you know more about it than I do.
That's all for now. Happy shooting.
Thanks, gringa.
Best not to disturb her unless I've got something to say.
What are we in here?
Nobody in sight, but I'm sure there are guards somewhere.
Anda!
Hey, anybody in there?
Oh, there's
What
someone.
is it?
We want to get inside the fort.
We'd like to come in, please.
More unannounced visitors? Must be my lucky day. What country exiled you?
None. We just want to speak with Captain Stokes.
Afraid he's indisposed.
Why don't you tell Stokes that Jake Ackerman needs a word?
Gentleman Jake?
At your service.
We're not in the market for entertainment. It's like I said. Oh, dad blasted. Would you knock it off with the shooting already? I can't hear myself think!
You call yourself a soldier when the sound of gunfire sets you quivering like a coward? Pathetic.
Look, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
What's going on in this fort?
What do you all get up to in this place?
I'm really not at liberty to say, ma'am.
You know anything about the lab nearby?
Would you happen to know anything about the lab just over that way?
No, and quite frankly, I don't care to.
Okay, we really need to see Captain Stokes.
I wouldn't be asking to see Captain Stokes if it wasn't important.
I opened the gate for the last person who said that to me today. And what did I get as a reward? His 2 cronies raising hell for the past hour. No, ma'am, not again.
Carry on, soldier.
Right.
2 cronies for the last hour. Do we think that's the guy that...
Caramba!
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
that bearded man?
Any idea who that odd fellow with the beard was?
Not a clue. Sure seemed a few cows short of a herd, didn't he?
I'll say. Let's hope he doesn't cause us any trouble.
See if he's got any ideas.
How are we supposed to get into the fort?
Good question. I figured it'd be a breeze, but the guard's ornery as a mama bear with a sore teat. We need to figure out how to get on his good side.
Enough jabber. Let's push on. Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
How can we get into the fort?
The guard seems upset about all the noise. Maybe he'll warm to us if we can figure out some way to take care of it.
We should get a move on.
So what can we find here?
Híjole!
That thing has seen some action. Hey!
You again? What is it now?
You do your shooting somewhere else.
Say, do you think you could practice your shooting somewhere else?
Why?
The fort guard isn't happy about the noise.
Well, then maybe he should choose another profession.
Bet I could be.
You're pretty good, but I bet I can beat you at shooting.
I am the best shot in New Spain.
Care to prove it?
Gladly. But a large stationary target such as this is not suitable for a contest. If you wish to challenge me, find some moving targets.
Can we use these bottles as targets?
Indeed, we can. Very well. Prepare to be humiliated.
Say, Jake, could you give us a hand?
My pleasure.
How many bottles are there?
About 30.
Then we will each shoot at 5. Whoever breaks the most wins.
Sounds fair.
I am
Okay.
feeling generous this morning. Would you like the opportunity to practice first?
I would.
Yes, actually.
Very well.
Ready with those bottles, Jake?
Yep, get ready. Set. Incoming.
You missed.
Here we go.
You missed.
Incoming.
Nice shot.
Incoming.
Nice shot.
Incoming.
Damn it.
Let us hope you improve very quickly. All right, for real this time.
Ready, set, bottle in the air.
You missed.
Here we go.
You missed.
Can't do
Bottle
this.
in the air.
Pure luck.
Incoming.
Pure luck.
Bottle in the air.
Pure luck. My turn.
Here we go.
Take that.
Incoming.
Dale.
Incoming.
Dale.
Here we go.
Well, I've lost, haven't I? I've got
Here we
5.
go.
Damn. I win. Better luck next time, sweetheart.
I'll try again.
Hey!
Okay, we try again. So that's what we got to do. We got to beat 5.
You again.
I wasn't quite prepared, lad.
Remember, whoever hits the most out of 5 bottles wins. Get on with it, mustache wax.
No need for name calling, madam. Ready, set, bottle in the air.
You missed.
Bottle in the air.
I'll get the next one.
Here we go.
Oh, come on.
Here we go.
You missed.
Here we go.
Fantastic.
I got
My
1.
turn.
Incoming.
Anda.
Here we go. Here we go.
Dale.
I'll go for a bribe.
Dale.
Incoming.
Damn.
So I've got to
Another
hit
victory
5.
for me. Nice try, but you'll need a...
Perhaps I can be of some assistance, Miss Leger.
Yes.
Vaya.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
Got shooting advice?
You're good with your gun. What's the best way to hit a moving
Hello,
target?
Robin. How you
well,
doing?
I find concentration is key. Just visualize hitting the target and you won't go wrong.
How you doing? You all right?
How about an encore of your juggling ball trick? Beat that lady at shooting, and we can get her to practice elsewhere.
I see. Not a bad plan, but I make it a point never to perform without a crowd. Ask Danny. He's a good shot, but a little practice couldn't hurt him.
How about you go easy on me with those bottles? They're awful fast.
Want me to give you the advantage, huh? All right. I'll slow my hand a bit for you. Let's just hope that little firebrand doesn't take notice.
Enough jabber. Let's
Doing all
push
right?
on.
Had dinner, ready to zone out for the evening. How are you? I'm all right, thanks. Just enjoying the game.
Hey!
Really good point-and-click game. What about 15 minutes left before we wrap up for the night?
You again. What is it now?
Rematch.
Third time's the charm. Let's go again.
I'm beginning to think you enjoy losing. Let's get this over with.
Ready, set, here we go.
Damn it.
Bottle in the air.
Fantastic.
Bottle in the air.
Fantastic.
Here we go.
Fantastic.
Incoming.
Pure luck. My turn.
Here we go.
We got 4.
Híjole.
Here we go.
Anda.
Bottle in the air.
Dale.
Bottle
in the air.
Anda.
Here we go.
Híjole.
We've won.
What? You beat me?
Hey!
You cheated.
I did no such thing.
You did so. Your companion threw your bottles much slower.
Oh, get over yourself. I beat you fair and square.
If that is what you want to believe, so be it. I will not demean myself further by remaining in the presence of a gringa tramposa. Eugenio, vámonos de aquí.
Guess whatever.
Guess she noticed after all.
cares?
Hey, it's no skin off my nose. We got her to leave. That's all that really matters.
There we go. Right. Now let's see. You can get in.
Hey, guard!
What is it?
Pardon me. Got those no posts to leave.
Sure is a nice, peaceful morning, isn't it?
What happened to those cacophonous varmints?
They took their business elsewhere. Now, would you be so kind as to let us in?
So long as you promise to keep it down.
Deal.
I'm alright, when I wake up, and I'm alright. I'm starting to feel tired now, and the change of pressure, sinuses. Right, let's go in. Then we'll wrap up. I'm gonna kind of start wrapping up soon. Oh, hello.
Well now, what have we here?
I appreciate your hospitality, Captain, but I must admit I am perplexed by the change in your position.
It's not my position, General Marquez. It's the position of the government of the Commonwealth of Vespuccia. I have some discretion in the execution of my orders, but I'm sure you can appreciate that there's a chain of command.
I am, of course, most grateful for the aid you have rendered in the past. I am sure that your recommendations carry weight with your superiors. If you would be willing to lend your influence in support of our cause.
Perhaps we can speak of this at another time, Mr. Marquez. As I said, I have other concerns to deal with.
Of course. I look forward to our next meeting.
Captain Stokes, you're a difficult man to see.
Ackerman, how the hell are you?
Leave this to me. I'll have Stokes eaten from the palm of my hand.
Good day,
Fair
Captain.
enough.
Madam? Just a moment. I have seen you before.
Good to see you up and about.
That's right. I'm glad to see you on your feet again. That was
He's
a
the one
nasty
that
tumble
blew
you
out
had.
with the-
Of course. The newspaper office. I owe you my thanks.
Happy to help.
What's your name, anyway?
Harley Leger. This is Danny Luo, and over there is Jake Ackerman.
Sir? I am General Filomeno Marquez. Though Filomeno seems to be difficult for you Vespuccians, so you may call me Phil.
Phil it is. Good to meet you.
And you? What brings you to the fort?
Trying to get into the abandoned lab nearby.
We're looking for help getting into the abandoned lab back there.
And why might that old ruin interest you, eh?
Nice hotel.
We were thinking it might make a nice hotel. Just need to spruce it up a bit. Then we can charge folks for rustic desert stays.
A Vespuccian with a sense of humor. I suppose stranger things have happened. In any case, there may be something in there to interest me as well. In fact, I could get the laboratory open so we could both go in, if Stokes were not so stingy with his munitions.
How do you mean?
My specialty is demolitions and explosives. I just do not have any on hand right now. I thought perhaps the captain might once again be willing to assist a fellow warrior in a righteous cause, but...
It's like I told Mr. Marquez, my hands are tied. Much as I'd like to help, I've got enough to worry about with my men missing. In fact, I was just heading out to search, so if you'll excuse me.
Hold your horses, Captain. How about we come with? I'm sure you could use the extra eyes.
Okay, we're gonna go and
It's mighty kind of you, Ackerman. Can't promise it'll be safe, though. We'll be going near native territory.
Come on, Stokes. You forget who you're talking to? I laugh in the face of danger. We'll ride with you.
Your friend is quite the braggadocio, no?
Up his job.
That's Jake for you, as colorful as they come.
You're all in, then?
Apparently so.
I will accompany you as well.
Sorry, who are you?
Y'all can get acquainted on the trail. Let's get going. Sun's almost up. Appreciate y'all coming out with me. Strength in numbers and all that.
Our pleasure, Captain.
Exactly who is it you're looking for?
My first lieutenant, John Mulberry.
Ooh. When did Mulberry go missing?
So when did your man go missing?
He left leading the patrol last evening and they never returned. I just hope the natives didn't get him. Things have been a bit tense of late.
Do you have any The natives are responsible for Mulberry going missing.
What makes you believe the natives are behind Mulberry's disappearance?
Our patrol perimeter goes close to their village. Wouldn't be the first time we've come to blows over boundaries. They fall back once they see our superior firepower. Thankfully, they haven't got guns, but they've been getting mighty bold lately.
So you're saying they've gotten aggressive when you've gone near their land? Sounds to me like they're just defending themselves.
Listen, Leger, with all due respect, you've no idea what you're talking about. We've already given these folks an inch, but they have taken a mile. The government's tried appeasing them with treaties and such, but those ain't worth the paper they're written on. You'd sooner reason with a coyote.
Well, I think... Ah!
Oh, hello.
Engines!
It's gone fade to black.
So far, we have been stymied in our efforts to search Clark's laboratory. Captain Stokes led out a search patrol, and he let all us supplicants tag along. But it wasn't enough to deter the native war party that ambushed us.
Okay.
Stokes slipped the trap laid for him, leaving us four to stand in his stead. Now we await intelligence of our captors and some sign of our fate.
Well, isn't this a fine turn of events?
I think we leave it here for tonight. I think that's a really good place to turn off. Dun dun dun. I'm gonna just stop there because that'll work, won't it? Yeah, it's a really good place to leave. Let's switch over to this and do the normal music coming up. Okay, it's the last week before a couple of weeks break with quiz night. So quiz night week 12 with all rounds reset before we have double whammy Mellow Mondays next week and the week after. And then the week after that, we have got a new thing which I'm going to have to put up here on this because let's just do this. Oh, thank you very much for the bits due. Cliffhanger. Yes, Robin. I'm going to have to do this. Wednesday 18th of June. Join CT Artes, Jubarella, Lanty Maker, Luvash 99 as they go head to head in a brand new charity quiz show. Who is going to make it into the final round and conquer the final board? It's all to play for as we do this 1 week for 1 week for MNDA. It's Seconds to Spare live on twitch.tv/tracker57. Wow, that was just put straight in there. I'll get a proper slide for that next week. Oh, that's the game. That's the wrong one. Yeah, it's a good game. It's a really good game. I'm really enjoying it, and I think we've left it in a really good place. What a nice change from the cat machine we had last week. If anyone wants to put anything for the board, what's on the box is still available. So if you want to put anything on the board, what's on the box for next week. But yeah. Thank you ever so much for the bits from Jew and from Oggy for the new game hype bits as well. Thanks everyone for watching along. We will chill as much better than Ragey. It definitely is. This is more me. We've got this. We've got Cinema Simulator 2025 afterwards. And then we've got another game called Planet of Lana. Planet of Lana will follow. So we've got a few games lined up. Oh, in the music again. Quit out this. I'm just going to save the game whilst we're doing this. Hell's Captive. That's not a bad one to do. If you're wondering what I'm doing, game camera, tracker. O2. Done. 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 And now we'll quick. There we go. Yeah, thanks for the strip. You're more than welcome. Thank you for joining me today. If you are watching this on track, follow soon. So much drop. And if you watch this now, I'll get this up and loaded. And for to watch you back again. Well, thank you ever so much, everyone. Have a great evening. I will see you all again very soon. Hopefully, by next time, voice will be better. Sinuses will come up. Feel 100% rather than about 95 that I'm around. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, everyone. No, mic doesn't keep cutting out. My voice keeps cutting out. That's why my mic's cutting out. So I was just, I can't put my voice back up to high. I was supposed to end there. But because the voice is affected by everything else, you got me at 95%. So I'm just trying to keep it going. Don't worry, Jude. Don't worry. You're absolutely fine. But yeah, I will leave it there this time around. Take care, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.